Queens of the Stone Age, 8:16 the time. Welcome to the Mornings with Ed show. It's the all-new voice of Laguna. Delighted to have you with us. And I mentioned all of the stuff we're going to be talking about. One of those things, and we explained the redistricting frenzy, by the way. Thank you for the love on the Text Connect. If you missed any portion of that or you missed your particular state in that, then you can check it out on thevoiceoflaguna.com. It'll be up on the website a little bit later on this afternoon. Another thing was a 60 Minutes interview this past Sunday. I was a huge fan of 60 Minutes forever until they acquiesced to this administration and threats from this administration. And then the combination, the perfect storm happened. They put Trump back on this past Sunday, and I'm now at the point to where you just can't listen anymore. You just can't hear it anymore. I don't even want to hear that voice. I don't want to hear it tell lies to me. You can tell when someone is lying to you. We all can. You know there's a lie coming. You can almost predict it. You can almost say it verbatim what that lie is about to be. And that's what the 60-minute interview was. I just didn't want to hear it in his voice. However, being a junkie for this kind of information, I read the transcript. And it's really funny because as I'm reading the transcript, I'm hearing his voice in the answers, and that just drove me just as crazy, I think. But he littered that 60 Minutes interview with just this assortment of lies. A vast majority of those lies were previously debunked. And there were at least 31 inaccurate assertions. Certainly, there were at least a dozen all-out, in-your-face lies. He told his usual lie that the free and fair 2020 election was stolen from him. We've heard that a million times. And again, you can't hear that in his voice. You just get sick of hearing it. He lied again that grocery prices are down, even after Nora O'Donnell, the interviewer from CBS, informed him that they're up. He declared once more that there is now no inflation, though we all know better. There certainly is. And then the inflation, then he says that the inflation is 2% or less. The inflation rate right now is at 3.9%, 3.996%, almost 4%. And he also deployed multiple other fictional numbers during his exchanges with O'Donnell, which makes me just glad I didn't hear it. But as I told you, as I read it, I could hear his voice in those lies. It just permeates the brain, man. It makes if it makes me weary, it makes the entire nation weary. He falsely claimed $17 trillion is being invested in the U.S. right now, though the $17 trillion figure is nearly double the White House's own wildly inflated figure. He falsely claimed each alleged drug boat in the U.S. That the U.S. has attacked in recent weeks kills 25,000 Americans, though experts know that figure plainly doesn't make sense. He falsely claimed some recent former presidents invoked the Insurrection Act 28 times, though no individual president has invoked it on more than 6 occasions, with that record being set by President Ulysses S. Grant way back in the 1800s. He falsely claimed he's ended 8 wars, though his list includes 2 situations that weren't wars at all, and at least 1 war that continues. He falsely claimed that CBS aired an edited version with his opponent, Kamala Harris, 2 days before the election, though it was actually about 4.5 full weeks before Election Day. He falsely claimed that former President Joe Biden gave $350 billion in aid to Ukraine. The real number is well under half of that, and that he allowed in 25 million migrants into this country, though the real number there is just under 10 million. And he made a variety of other false claims on several subjects, including the government shutdown. And I shouldn't even say false claims. He lied on other things, including the government shutdown, the artificial intelligence boom, tariffs, his first impeachment, his former legal battle with 60 Minutes itself. It's just really something that we as a nation have gotten so calloused so used to him lying to us that it brushes off the shoulder now. And that's the dangerous thing. Any other president at any other time, having told one of those many lies, would have been taken to the tarp, called out on it. Somehow, that doesn't happen with this guy. And as maddening as it is, it needs to be addressed by the voter. And that can happen not only today, but on Election Day 2026. 8:21 the time. It's the Mornings with Ed show. This is a band called Humbird.
Patience is a spell to cast. Mine never seems to last longer than a Midwest sunset wrapping around this city.